Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Huh?
I hope our gnome is coming back. There you go, 3d6.
Okay, getting all my
Correct.
shit rolls out of the way. Sheesh.
Yeah. Stop that shit.
Welcome. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you have reached the tower. Remind me, did you guys reconvene after reaching the tower back with the rest of the party, or were Albus Tower and Montlaur and the two who ran ahead to the near the edge of the pit still out on their own? I don't remember.
I thought we ended right with us at the pit.
Sounds about right if nobody's going to argue with me about it. So,
Yeah, I think that's right.
okay.
I'm pretty sure we were going to make the choice, but we were looking at it, you know.
Okay. So, everybody else, yes, you have decided to wait around a little bit, and I believe it was morning by the time you got here, because you had camped out the previous night nearby. No worries, Mont. Same. It might end up being a kind of short session for everyone, but we'll see. You two are at the tower, Albus Tower and Montlar, and everybody else. You've decided to wait a little bit for them to come back, while they bravely go forth. And contrary to your hopes, the tower itself does not get up and try to kill you. When you get near.
I don't know whether I'm happy or I'm relieved.
I am relieved.
I
not
am
sure about
confused.
happy, but
You did scream out the secretary's name into the into the open sky, but there was no response, but a faint echo of your own voice bouncing off the walls of
Cream.
the pit.
You make it sound like I didn't have any artistry about it.
Sorry, Bello.
Bellow,
Hello.
I announce our presence to the
Okay.
open air.
Sure.
well,
Fair enough. That's your character.
if I recall,
I have a
you
question.
also said there were no discernible ruins other than the tower and the pit itself, right?
Yeah,
No discernible what?
ruins.
Not here, but you're not. You told me you did not quite get close enough to see deep into the pit. So if you would like to approach the edge, you can. That's up to you.
Yeah.
While you think about that, Naya, what was your question?
Have we ever seen the tentacles move?
No.
No, those are. I thought we were pretty sure those were electrical conduits similar to the ones we experienced up in the mountains.
I don't recall any conversation about that.
You're not sure what they are, but they from where you're standing now, and even from way afar, they look quite. They look like they're the same stuff that the tower itself is made out of.
Shifting of its own. Don't know what other reality it's reached into to come to that state, though.
Hold on to me, Mont.
Are you on your tiptoes? Is that why you're taking a peek?
Yeah. I take your hand and make you grab my belt. Hold on to me.
All right. I'm
Fair.
good.
You don't quite have to get all the way up to the inches of the very edge to see parts of what's down there.
I'm really short.
Yeah,
I might actually have to. I'm like 2 feet tall.
The
holographic feet.
pit is about 1 mile in diameter, with the tower at its center. It's hard to tell exactly from the height you're at and the distance that you're at, but based on the size of the things that you can see near the bottom, it looks like the pit itself might be something on the order of like 750 feet deep or so.
Oh, damn.
It's a big, uh, significant sheer drop down into what appears to be the city of Vess.
Wait. So
The
the city's down there? It's not a bunch of rubble?
the squat, squarish buildings of the Veshan style that you've become familiar with um, spread out in a wide and thick cluster of streets that you can see and almost map out as they spider web out from the tower at their center. Um, City blocks and even a park here and there. Um, it's
All that's visible from the edge. I mean, it's 750 feet, and we can see
I mean,
parks.
Yeah, it's like a mile across, so you might not be able to see the stuff that's directly below you, but you can at very least make out what's about halfway out and further along.
Okay,
Yeah, that
and so
makes sense.
how high up is the edge of the pit where Mont and Alvis are compared to down below where they're seeing a park? I mean, how far? What's the
750 feet?
distance?
About 750 feet, give or
Yeah.
take a couple stories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah.
thought 750 feet was a different measurement. Thank you.
Nope.
No worries.
Well, I mean, we can certainly get down there. It's getting back up that's going to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I have to admit, I was hoping the ruins would be
More
well, I was going to
accessible.
say more widespread, but yeah, more accessible.
Oh, I should say one other thing. Those root-like protrusions around the tower, you can see that they the spot where they connect seems to be near or at ground level down below. But it's very difficult to get a good view of like what is actually at the tower in the center because they obscure your line of sight pretty much completely.
Oh, damn. I was about to say, I have a telescope.
Yeah, if you try to identify what's at the base of the tower, it's just walls of these big protrusions.
So, when quickly mapping out the main streets of the city here, could I perhaps find the university we're looking for? Also, that's my role for the basic as fuck map, using the tower as the center, landmark.
Yeah, I'll use that I'll use that roll unless you want to upgrade it with your perception skill.
Perception skill is not an upgrade on my cartographer skills.
Fair enough. Then you can use that.
I'm using specific tools anyway, which I think would make sense too. Perception, right? It's the unmodified tools, the cartographer's tools.
Well, what would identify a college to you?
Mostly stature, and also the accompanying parks next to it. At least in Alvis Taver's sense, it's very either Arabic or Eastern European in sort of the like It would look very similar to maybe a steeple or a church, but maybe not have as much religious iconography. Though now that I have brought that question up or those words in my mouth, I don't think we've ever discussed Veshan religion. I don't think I've seen like a Veshan temple
No,
ever.
but we have seen a Veshan museum, and a sort of pseudo intellectual district.
So yeah, I might
Yeah.
use that knowledge, Mont,
You did.
in order to.
You forgot about the speaking temple.
Yeah, good point.
So you have seen a temple, and they what evidence you've seen of the pantheon is close enough to what people worship in the region, that any differences seem to be pretty superficial. Um, uh,
Likewise, it'd probably not be next to any canal that was or might have been there. They'd want to keep the paper dry.
so
There are counterexamples in history for what it's worth.
Like the Library of Alexandria.
Sure, or the I can't think of the name of it, but the university that's on the Seine in Paris.
Oh God. Why do you want to build your library on the fucking river?
you
Access.
I will say this.
Yeah.
In flying Badath around and looking around, I probably would have seen how close they got to the pit. And
Yeah.
whoever else was with me, I think it was maybe Naya, maybe Alvis, or Ambergreen too, rather. I would let them know, yeah, well, they're over there, and they're apparently not getting swallowed up or eaten or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we explicitly haven't crossed the threshold of that pit yet either, though, to be fair.
No, but you did cross that threshold of the hex.
If you three want to move, I think how far did you guys travel? It was only like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you three want to move and like go meet them, based on Nimbus's statement, you could probably catch up to them before they're quite finished.
Okay.
I think the stuff that they're investigating is taking a little bit longer than 20 or so minutes.
Well, hey guys, do you like my map?
Mm-hmm.
Very basic.
It's nice.
It's interesting.
I don't know
that
if
it's
I've
just intact
picked
down
out-
there.
Oh yeah, right. I thought it would have at least been rubble. I might have picked out a university. I've actually just circled a couple of big buildings that
Let
could be
me-
university like.
Let me tell you what you see. There are a couple of spots that look like they could be perhaps a temple, perhaps a city hall, or maybe a library or hospital. Although now that you think of it, you're not sure if would there be a city hall or would that be inside the tower.
That's a good point.
Mhm.
Nothing down there screams college campus to you, but there are certainly a couple of candidates that you might want to jot down that could be what you're looking for. It would be impossible to tell without getting a first-hand look.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to the important thing I wanted to point out to the party. That drop is significant, and I know that we magically have ways to get down, but coming back up is going to be a challenge, as Aldous was pointing out right as you were riding up.
If the commission was so inclined, we could build stairs or a ladder.
Worry about a long-term building operation. I likewise
Exactly.
about
That's why I suggested like I was thinking something basic
like a
carved in.
siege work style.
Yeah. Nothing too big.
Can I see,
That makes sense.
are the walls that have been dug out Are they stone? Are they dirt? Are they dirt and stone?
Dirt and stone.
Do the dirt parts
It,
appear that they've eroded whatsoever?
it is as though someone has
Looks pretty
taken
raw.
a
Yeah, it's me.
too
These weeks are a
greedy
little longer.
slice of pumpkin pie from the middle
Sorry,
of
I
the
can't hear you
dish.
over the open mic.
Yep.
Let me try again. The pit is shaped as though someone has taken a too greedy slice of pie from the center of the dish with a knife and lifted it straight out, or I suppose flattened it straight down, depending on how you see it. The walls are the walls are smooth as a sharp cut.
Hmm. And there's no, it doesn't look like there's any dirt whatsoever that's rolled down from the dirt areas.
Yeah, not really that you can see. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably kick a couple of pebbles down. But
Well, that was actually what I was interested in, is what happens if we throw something in a high arc over the side? Does it suddenly reappear down there as soon as it crosses the threshold? Or does it fall normally?
sure, do you want to try throwing a rock?
Yeah.
You chuck a rock, a good 30 to 40 feet, and it sails through the air and then falls all the way down.
Hope I didn't break anything.
Yeah.
Hey, that's archaeology.
Mm.
What?
So-
hope I didn't break something.
You just call that natural weathering.
So I have a question. After last session, I've been kind of cogitating on this. From the edge, I think you said that I don't know, what are we calling the petal? Are they petals? Are they tentacles? What are they? What are we labeling them as?
Conduits.
Good question for you to decide, really.
Yeah, I've been
Right.
calling them tentacles the whole time.
I have
Yeah.
too, and so in my mind they've been tentacles. We've never actually seen them move, but it occurred to me that if the radius diameter.
Well, I should note to you that those structures do actually extend 100 or 200 feet up above you at their highest points, and maybe even higher than that. And at the edges, several of them do actually extend outside of the pit. So you might be standing in or near the shadow of one of them, right?
Would we draw the parallel between these tentacles and similar vines we may have seen at another tower where the librarian lived?
Arissa, but yes.
Orissa, but yeah, not librarian. But yeah, the Orissa.
No, her tower kind of went wet noodle. It was kind of a different thing.
Did yeah,
Right, but
her-
weren't when we first arrived, weren't there vines, I guess, lying around that we walked around and over and
You might be misremembering because I don't think there were. I can check my oldest version of that map just to double check.
I don't
I
recall
just seem
that.
to remember that when we first found that place, there were things that my character wouldn't recognize as power conduits.
Oh, sure, there were wires. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Is that do these tentacles bear any resemblance to that sort of stuff? We've seen a few
Yeah,
things.
they're made of the same material as the Star Tower. If you go into the documents page tab, it's the view of vests. You can see them right there.
Got it.
Right. And they don't look like any kind of wire like we've ever seen because they're huge.
Yeah, I
They're
kind
just
of wonder.
huge.
I
We
kind of
have
wonder
seen a
if they're
huge
like weird
type of ones.
misreplications of the tower itself. You know.
That's
an
interesting.
thought, yeah.
But I mean, we have seen huge wire pipes sticking out of a mountain with giant electrical lizards eating off of it.
You have
That's
seen
true.
that
I
one.
forgot
Yeah,
about
but
that.
were they
Yeah.
that size? Were they that scale?
No, they were just bigger than normal wires.
Yeah, I'm just drawing the parallel.
Wires of
I feel like
unusual
we.
size.
I'm
They
looking
were
at
wires of
scale.
unusual
We have
I don't
no,
think they exist. But I mean,
Hold on.
we've
Here's-
seen a few different examples where there are conduits, where there's things that I personally would recognize as,
Yeah, these are seamless, if I recall, though, right?
Yes,
They are.
that's why I would ask this question, and this might be an important one for us to potentially understand. Is this the result of the tower reaching into a different reality or multiple different realities where some or all of these other circumstances have occurred? Or is this the expression of the redshift itself upon the tower doing absolutely wild things?
I could answer that question, but I will not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm asking this of the others.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that was
mean,
actually
who
why
wants
I was
to-
wondering if they were tower. Sorry, dude. That's why I was
No, it's
wondering
okay.
if they were tower misreplications, maybe.
But yeah.
I mean,
We do you want to experiment with the thing that might be like the DM said over our head right now?
I'm not sure what we would do with it.
I would try the most basic thing, which is to figuratively poke it with a stick, thus breaking the integrity and seeing what it is made of.
Interesting. Can we get that close to one?
I think if you used a flying spell, then it would be trivial for you to approach one of them that's over land.
Do we have a flying spell?
I do.
I'm pretty sure you guys got one, two of them.
Do we want to poke the beast?
How many
so to
feet
speak?
over
Yes,
land?
yes, I want to poke the beast. Sorry.
The nearest point is probably only about 50 to 100 feet up.
Okay.
It's not too far above your heads. Yeah.
I'll probably have Badath fly up, and I'll be in kind of in control. Kind of poke and peck and touch at it and inspect it.
If I know it might traumatize Naya, so I would understand if she wouldn't be down for it. But Naya could fly me up, and I could poke it literally with a sharp stick.
That as well. Here's the thing that is not with telescope effects anymore, just for reference.
Excellent.
Yeah, those are pretty big.
Yeah, they're huge, magnificently huge.
Maybe they are versions of the tower that have warped and maybe I could see that. I guess.
What?
So are we just doing Badath or anybody else? Okay.
Actually,
it's up to Naya,
I'll have Badath bring up the adamantium dagger. Obviously, Badath can't make an attack action, but surely trying to kind of scrape or etch into it would be okay, and seeing if it even budges.
Sure. Very well, then we'll do that. Badath lands on one of the lowest points that is relatively level. And it is cool like stone, white and seamless. Scratching it with a dagger, even adamantine, at least with what effort Badath can provide, he doesn't notice a noticeable scratch.
It's Star Tower. Great.
Yep, that's the real deal.
Well, it's not an illusion.
Not, or if it is, it's a very
Really
powerful
convincing
one.
one. Yeah.
Interesting. It's a star tower. Huh. Well, that's certainly alien.
Um.
That's outside my realm of expertise.
Yeah.
I don't know what a
So
star tower is.
I guess the question I have is there an entrance anymore?
Probably down there, but I can't tell. Most of those tentacles block my direct view of the base of the tower. Even with my spyglass, I can't get a read on it.
You know that Holtzman said that he worked in the tower and he was staying at a place only a block away. So it stands to reason that he was able to enter the tower
At one point.
close to where he was living. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. At one point.
And I'm positive you've heard at this point, and if you haven't, that is a perhaps a DM error that you have not. That the tower served as the seat of power.
Yep,
for the king.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well-
So whatever we decide to do next, it's gonna start from down there.
It makes me wonder if we need to have home base rev up the amount of supplies that they're sending our way. In particular, teleportation circle supplies. What are the odds that there's a fully functioning teleportation circle in this what otherwise appears to be pristine city?
Oh, probably. I mean, didn't Holtz? Oh, whoa! Didn't Holtzman say that there's a teleportation circle inside of the tower?
He did say that, but he didn't know the sigil sequence
Right.
because he never had
Say.
use of it. He never had need to use it.
But wait. True. But he's seen it, right?
He knew it existed.
Now here's
He
another
hasn't ever seen
caveat.
it?
Well, here's another caveat. If its position has changed, it may no longer be valid. Same
Well,
with the
obviously
ones
it's
in the
changed.
city itself. And so I
Yeah.
don't know. And change is relative. It might, have physically changed, but perhaps still be anchored in some way to the ley lines in some funky manner that we can't quite understand. That also makes me wonder if the ones that would be in the city would be intact or not, because I don't get the feeling the city is 750 feet down so much as
They're 750 feet up.
that it might actually, in one of the different realities or many of the different realities, the area may have been lower due to weather conditions ages and ages before, and so
Interesting.
it could be that the whole of the city 750 feet down is actually it in its intact and seemingly correct position. So
We
that's
could. No, I like that. I also like that, Montlarin. But we could ask Altman again if there were any teleportation circles that he used within the city. Try to get the sigils for those, and then that would be a good means of entering the city without, stout labor and a very sketchy bridge down. Not bridge, but a ladder. I'm thinking something like literally carved into the side of the mountain that you would have to hug.
Yeah.
Just
like
because-
a molded earth staircase.
Because exactly like you were saying too, I fear any long-term construction project, even being as close as we are, is kind of interesting.
It would
Well,
take him a few days of work, but you know Captain Van is capable of such carving. He's helped you
Yeah,
with it before while you were traveling through the mountains.
that would definitely be faster than anything we could do by ourselves.
I would
Yeah, we
also
could probably put
say,
the balloon together in the same time.
It's nice to have a beholder.
well, hold on a second. I will have Badath go down for a moment and try to scratch at some of the dirt part of the wall to see if it can get knocked away, or if
He
it
is able.
gets
He is able
loose.
to. Yes. To make a dent. There it behaves as mundane earth. Um, but you hit bedrock pretty shortly. Down. Less than a quarter of the way down.
Wait, you hit bedrock quarter
Or
of the way down?
stone rather.
Would that
Wild.
Yeah, would that suggest anything about Nimbus's theory
Oh, it's a
about
theory. It's
whether
just
it
a
was?
possible guess.
Yeah, no, that's why I was asking the DM if it would suggest anything about the location. I was, raised in a mine.
Um, what was the theory again?
That the city was not so much brought down in a hole into the hole, but was we were wait,
But
yeah,
everything else was up above it
brought up
instead. Yeah.
above it. Yeah, exactly. Nope, I got that right.
I see. Well, you are on a slight hill, but it's not such a steep incline that really makes sense to you. You suppose it's possible. Maybe you've been going gradually uphill the entire time you've been in this province, and perhaps the whole province has been lifted up. But um, you'd have to do some more thorough surveying to really tell.
Okay.
At the same time, I wonder if it was perhaps some sort of defensive countermeasure.
Hmm.
Or even perhaps a preservative measure of some sort.
Yes. It's pretty clear cut has the whole of the city. Or if it's anything there that was out of the city, I guess it'd be completely devastated ruins by now, considering the rest of it. But then that makes me wonder if we dug 750 feet below the river line, if we would find ruins there of civilization living outside of Vesoth.
Hmm.
Or even just the ruins of farms and manors that would have likely surrounded the capital.
Exactly. Now that is a hell of an expedition, and that I think Captain Van would be perfect for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd enjoy that.
But his ability to float around and do anti-magic stuff, I think this is a place, maybe we got to go back and do tradesies, so we're protecting the place so he feels safe enough to go forth and do a little solo investigation. I don't really think I'd actually want to have him be solo out here, just in case he needed some
Yeah.
other sort of help.
Yeah, I feel like that's an invitation for Van to get taken from us or changed in some bad way.
Great.
Well, we know it already tried to mess with Naya mentally.
Well, it tried to mess with me too. It took control of my hand, remember?
Mm-hmm.
That was funny.
So is there anything else that you want to do while you're here? The morning is drawing on as you sit and pace around the grass here and chat about this superstructure.
Yeah, I'm gonna sharpen up my map while we think of things that we need to do.
I would want to investigate where the water is going, how it's flowing, if it's
Yeah, those rivers, right?
yeah,
Right.
are they
That's a
just
good.
spraying off the sides, or is there some
The-
like laminar flow that's going straight where it
Yeah,
needs
thank you
to
for
into a
bringing
water
those up.
source?
They fall in such a way that they mostly vaporize on the way down. So there's a couple of big clouds on either side of the pit. But you can see that what was probably a canal in the city's day um, that would have connected them.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Is it split? How is like where the canal meets what is now a cliff towards the bottom? Can I spy in my glass? Like, is the canal just like is the infrastructure just split down the middle like
Oh yeah, so
redshift wise, or is it
this is
is it gradual now the way like a waterfall would have broken something apart?
this is true for much of the space close to the edges of the pit is that the city proper kind of has ended. The city doesn't have a wall, to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
So the city proper has ended, and there's a little bit of like normal terrain, not a long distance, uh, but a point where the city streets and everything have given way to just grass.
Yeah, the outer grounds of the city still
Yeah.
remain down there, so it's not the
So the
it's
actual
not just the
canal,
city proper,
right?
it's the whole outside part too. That's interesting.
The actual canal ends before that point at the edges. So what it looks like to you is that there probably some of the water seems to be making it down there, and you're sure it can't possibly be most of it. Um, but if you get to that canal, which is on the northeastern side of the city for the most part, um, you expect it'll probably at least have some water running or pooling at that point.
So they're both feeding into the pit, right?
Yeah, which you don't think must have been the way it was originally meant to be.
Interesting.
So going back to the question that I wrote in, is there any possibility that those tentacles, for lack of a better word, when they move, that they could create some kind of an engine that would allow the tower to descend, as it were, or ascend, as it were?
Oh
But
no! What if they
especially,
spin?
that's what I've been looking at. Is we've never actually seen them move, but there's kind of a presumption that they could. Is it possible that if they moved, they would move in, I don't know, some kind of harmonious arrangement? Smitty would know this stuff better than I do, but it's like, what if they move together in an accelerated fashion that produced some kind of an engine, or I don't even know if she knows that word, but some kind of a way that could float the tower or descend the tower and create the pit by way of it. Because these sides look like they were carved out.
Huh. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I suppose I wonder if it's been down like this for a while or how long it's been in this lowered position. Because when we visited, it looked like it was still at from Fort Cuda. It didn't appear that it was shifted yet until, if I'm not mistaken, didn't we see it start to occur?
You witnessed the tower begin to grow at the on the night of the first redshift. Yes.
Yeah. So
Right, but that wasn't the very first Redshift. It was just the first time we ever saw it, right?
No, it was the first. It was when Holtzman and Gakari had
Oh, that
evacuated
time.
some
Okay.
people
Yep,
from
yep,
the
yep.
I get the
villages
feeling
around.
that it's been
Okay.
that's when it occurred then, and it's just been like that ever since. It's probably been pretty well free from looters because anything that could even get this close to the tower would still have to contend with those sentries.
Damn right, absolutely.
So that's
A dumping ground. I don't.
Uh,
This looks like a city, though.
I'm talking about the entire territory.
You mean like
Uh,
all of this, or
have
just
you heard
the?
in this world stop it, brain.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
philosophy of last Tensday?
I suppose I have, yes, but explain your
Yeah,
reasoning.
it's the idea that if the entire universe was created just last Tensday, depending on how it was created, we would never know. Because all of our memories would have been created at the same time.
Yep.
Yep.
All of our
I
history
took that
would have
class.
been created at the same time.
Well, yeah.
What we see as the ruins of ancient Vests never actually existed in this reality at all until the Redshift. And then history was rewritten. One of these two streams is the outflow of a river, and somehow they're both still full of water. That's a pretty fundamental change to the way reality works in this area.
Wait a minute. I look at both sides like they are. Huh. I mean, water flows to the lowest point. If this outflowed all the way to the ocean, then it would just flow back
And
once this
you're,
was made.
as I said before, you're on a small incline even.
Oh, whoa, shit.
Weird,
Huh.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's very
I'm
weird.
I'm not the kind of sage that has the answer to this sort of question. I'm just saying it. We don't even know what actually is fundamentally real here anymore, do we?
No.
Nope.
Well, like even just the spin off of what you said, the ruins quote that we are seeing could have been created as soon as we looked over the pit.
Sure, we wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. For all we know, this is the defense of the tower to keep us from going into the tower
To make it seem impossible or something.
or far away. Yeah,
Or to lure us to the part that's dangerous.
that's well, I mean, there is a ever wise librarian supposedly in there, perhaps even guiding this entity what we call the Redshift. I will say we have not confirmed that to be the case yet, though.
Yes, you do know there's supposed to be a secretary inside there. You don't know what she is up to, if anything, or alive.
Yeah, it would play out quite nicely, the theory that the secretary is the entity that seems to be guiding the Redshift. But I don't know.
Yeah, they are our most likely suspect for whatever touched it off, at least.
Yeah. Um, Looking at where the canals are flowing into the city, is there any indication that that might be an easier spot for us to descend than any other location here?
Uh, it would probably be harder, if anything, because you'd have less stable ground, like right on the riverbank.
Interesting. I was thinking the opposite because of how much was eaten into it at the very top. It was already at bedrock, but I see what you're saying too about the
Yeah,
riverbank.
fair. Yeah, it's. I think it would objectively it would probably not make a huge amount of difference. It would just kind of determine like how close or how far you need to be to the river proper to set up some kind of structure, roadhouse, stairwell, railing. You know.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there are two ways we could do this. We could do a stair, but I think perhaps we could convince Smitty to come on out here, and we could create a weighted drop lift that might actually not take as much time as carving into the wall because
The one
what
worry I
wait, what did
have.
you say, Mont?
I said we could just build a balloon.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
yeah, we could just build a
The
balloon. Same, no, that's the same exact
the
thing.
worry that I have about trying to build any permanent infrastructure is that I have the feeling the redshift will just blast it away.
Well,
So
so the
part
balloon.
of the part of the reason that I was suggesting something like a balloon is because we could build it in the cave or at Maracus, take it through the portal, reassemble it here, fill it up, float it down.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say the
that makes
same thing
perfect
Plus, it's a lot
about
less weighty.
I was going to say the same thing about the lift, but the balloon is a better option just because it moves and gets us to where we need to go. Whereas the lift, even if it could be broken down and then built back up,
Right.
that's still, like Nimbus is saying, a semi
Does
permanent architecture that could be blown away or whatnot.
does fly give you a fly speed, or does it actually give you a specific speed?
I think it's just a 30 foot or a 60 foot fly speed.
60-foot fly speed?
Yeah,
Okay, so you get it for what? You said it was an hour?
it's
10 minutes.
10
Okay.
minutes. Yeah, concentration
So you could make it
and
down with one fly, though.
maximum of 4 people.
Yeah, that's a lot to have to, blow on. I'd rather do 2 4s than a 6.
Oh, you're saying feather fall down?
Well, Featherfall would be much better for getting down, but I'm saying if I had to use Fly, unless it's an emergency to get out, I'd rather use two castings of it at level 4 than do it
Oh,
at
I see.
do it
Yeah.
at level 6 and burn my 6 that I can't get back up with a short rest.
True.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
I could use Windwalk getting us out if you
That's
can
true.
feather fall us in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Featherfall, for Montlearn and Alvis, I would be putting it on their rides, not on them, correct?
I mean, Featherfall. I think it counts for enough creatures that it doesn't matter. That's 10 creatures, right?
It's 5.
Oh shit! Is it only 5 others?
I clicked it up there earlier. Let's see. No, I guess I didn't. Fly is no, not
No, it
fly.
is
Spark.
5 fallen
Featherfall.
creatures. Oh yeah, that's 5 including yourself. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm not sure if
It's not concentration, so I can cast it on 2 groups.
yeah. Now
But
here's another thing
for
as
the
well.
distance, though, I would have to cast it on those groups twice on the way down.
Yeah, it only lets you descend 600 feet safely.
It'd be 720, wouldn't it?
For 1 minute, 60 feet per
No,
round. So that's 10 rounds.
let's see, 60 feet. Oh, right, 10. Yes. I was doing my
So
math wrong on that one.
There might
Yeah.
be some way you can double cast that, but it would be pretty dangerous to attempt.
Well, no, it would just be cast it on group A, cast it on group B, wait until almost a minute, then cast it on group A and cast it on group B as 2 separate castings, and that would get us all the way there. And I would cast Featherfall 4 times, and we'd be down.
Oh yeah, but you have to do it as a reaction when somebody falls. So there'd have to be a lot of trust falling involved.
I like the balloon idea a little bit better. Get a parachute. I mean, I don't need a parachute. I have the dragon wing mantle, which is kind of like a parachute.
And what does that work as I don't think that works as a
Yeah,
parachute. It just
wait a
gives you
minute.
It can work as a parachute.
It
You can
just lets
absolutely
you
use it as a parachute.
How does
How's
it
that?
work?
Attack the ground.
Wait, what?
As an
Fly
action.
up to their half their speed, landing or falling where they stop. You can fall downward. Oh, sorry, you can fly downward.
Yeah, but you'd only be able to
up
fly
to
about
half your
15
speed.
feet.
Yeah. So you fly 15 feet downward after you use it at a slow enough speed that you don't kill yourself.
But only 15 feet.
Yes, but only 15 feet.
After which you continue falling.
Yeah.
Yes,
Falling doesn't
absolutely.
let you. Right.
So you're
So-
saying to do the platformer jump right before you hit the ground?
Yeah. Exactly.
There's
If you
mechanics
pull the
about
chute.
that, and in short, it would have to be an exactly 515 foot drop.
Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know that they had accounted for rules like that. I thought that was like a DM call where
you
it's like,
can,
so
okay,
what you're saying is that you need to make a call right there and then, but
you
no.
can misty step on your turn to stop yourself from taking massive fall damage, but the distance of the fall has to work out to be a multiple of 500 plus whatever
because
distance
of
you can teleport
how
or fly.
you fall an instant 500 feet on your
Yeah.
turn or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
That would mean that the terminal velocity of a human falling in the D&D world is 500 feet per second and not 62 feet per second.
500 feet per 6 seconds.
Yeah, per 6 seconds, which means it's not 60 feet per second.
It's 500 divided by 6.
Yeah, it's
80.
still hella fast.
83, yeah. It's a little fast.
It's a little
Yeah.
fast.
Slightly heavier gravity on Faerun, I guess.
Yep.
Or what? Yeah, exactly. That's an interesting thing to reason out. I'm not bitching. Like, I understand what you're saying, and I think it's cute that they solved the issue. I guess. Fine.
I mean, everything's a hand wave. Remember, diagonals are just counted as, normal squares.
Wait. If you were to have an artifact that is a parachute, how would that work in the D&D sim?
You'd have to define rules for it about how it
Like,
at
just slows
what
fall
rate
and
you safely fall. Yeah.
Yeah, and you would have to like roll an acrobatics check successfully to not like hurt yourself or some bullshit like that.
Right.
And that
That's probably
the
how
hurt
I'd do it.
yourself would be compounded based on how large the fall is. If you wanted to
and
get
then, like,
really hardcore about it, make it so that the parachute is ineffective unless it's at least a 50-foot drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
All right.
I,
It's
I
not as
also
bad
wanted
as the same as I thought it was.
I also wanted to say Windwalk would get you up or down, or both if you went down and then immediately went back up, I guess.
Right.
Right, but I can only use it once every long rest. So if if Nimbus can get us down, I can get us up and out.
Yeah, feather fall and fly is what I've got that can get us down and up. Just so long as we don't fight too many nasty things, I'll be able to do that. Otherwise, might be a teleportation circle or relying on you.
Yeah.
But
Kinda
we'll
like the
figure it
balloon
out.
idea.
Well, that's
but
why I have it prepared. I mean,
I
it's a
don't know how we
GTFO.
fall safely if the balloon fails.
Well,
Well, depending on how it
can
fails,
mention
it'll probably
door
still take a
and
while to fall.
Uh,
I can even
Most-
take someone with me when I dimension door.
oh yeah, you can
most
take
moving
one other
accidents
person with you.
IRL are fatal because of power lines.
Yeah, I can take one other person with me when I dimension door.
Yeah, but that's
Until
300 feet, something like that.
Oh, I think it might be farther. Let me double check real quick.
Can't you do more at higher level, or is that older
Yeah, the
editions?
range is 500 feet. Yeah, 500 feet.
Nice. So that's most of the way down.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I can dimension door while falling.
Also,
I can
true.
fall until we're 50 feet.
No,
away.
no. Remember what? Ombal, we just coincided those rules.
Yeah,
You fall
500 feet.
500
every
feet
turn.
every turn instantly, so you could safely fall. 800
Yeah, you could
feet,
dimension door yourself down safely this way, though.
like a
if
cat.
if you're willing to do, a high altitude, low opening drop, right?
Oh,
That's
sorry.
what I'm saying.
You'd have to fall 500 feet and then cast the spell for the last 250 feet.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
Or yes, exactly. That's what I was saying that I could do is if I could make it. Yeah, if I could make it through the one step of falling, I can instantly then arrive wherever I need to be and cancel out all momentum, inertia.
Yeah.
I also like that you can still use dimension door even if it's like through floors and walls and stuff.
Yeah, all I have to do is hold the spot in my mind. Go, oh, we're going there.
Right.
I did
Could
like
you
how
imagine being the
older
person you
editions go.
grabbed if you
Right.
just didn't tell them
Right.
what you were doing?
Yep,
Mhm.
I'd scoop you and go off the edge.
Yep. What the fuck?
You got me. Who's got you?
I don't know if it worked that way in older editions, but I do kind of like the idea in older editions where you could teleport yourself accidentally into an object.
Oh, that's
yeah,
not
Blink
dimension
would
door.
do
That's
that, right?
teleportation and maybe blink, but it's definitely teleport.
Okay, Dimension Door wouldn't do it.
I still think teleport can put you into a rock.
No, I mean, if you had a hardcore DM, they may homebrew like how well you kept
Oh,
the image in your mind or
right,
something,
there's-
but that
there's
wasn't a
failure.
standard rule, right?
There's failure rules now. There's you're going to be in a rock. Roll to see whether you don't end up in the rock.
Is there?
I'm pretty sure there are. I'm pretty sure now.
The best thing that teleport can do wrong is that just sends you to a false destination completely, or like
gotcha.
a DM rerolls on the table to see where you wind up. Yeah.
I remember reading that there was a failsafe now, and you don't just end up in a rock. Well, and I mean, Gale in Baldur's Gate is 5e, right? And he fucks his teleport up, and you pull him out.
That was a
Yeah.
little bit different. That's the teleport is also weird. Remember?
Yeah, he was protected by plot magic too.
Definitely.
Well, so we have a few options. We can either go back and arrange some logistics for something like a balloon or some other not long-term construction project that can get us safely down and back up without using magic. Or we can go with magic, in which case, I mean, depending on how we feel, we could go right now because we're about as prepared as we're ever going to be for that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If we don't get obliterated going over the threshold, I think we'd be okay to kind of hang out around down there a little bit and see what we can find.
Yeah, I would like to find a university if there is one down there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, up to you guys. I think between all the magic that you have, you could find a way down, and you do have some emergency escapes. Um, uh, Obviously, there's no reason to delay, but also no rush on your part, right? Um, you don't feel like you need to like jump quite
Yeah,
literally into anything without preparation because obviously you do have resources that you can prepare if you like. Um,
Man,
Well, you know what? This is just the first morning after the redshift cleared, right?
you're on day 2.
Day two.
we got like 2 or 3 days at least, right?
yeah. And we got a means of emergency escape, right?
Yeah, we've got a few. And we've got means
Just
of
gotta
less
keep you guys
emergency escape.
alive, and then we're okay, I guess. As long as you promise not to leave me behind.
Hey, you know, if everybody's gone down and you're the only one conscious, there's a healing potion on my jacket. Go ahead and grab it. Give it to somebody who hasn't used all their healing powers yet. And we'll go from
Fantastic.
there. Always got that ace in the hole, because if I'm the last one standing, I gotta pick someone else
And
up.
man, Mont, I promise you already, when you're Baron of this place and I'm running my agency, you can know that my agents are going to be masters, right, of military infrastructure, right? Right. They're just going to build shit everywhere so that when shit like this happens, it's like, oh yeah, that's going to take some time, but right, just 5 to 15 hours later, bam, there's a lift. Bam, there's a staircase. Just overnight, there's a fort right there. That's what
That
we're going to
would
be known
be
for.
that would be
Now,
incredibly useful. That's a good idea. Maybe we should entice some build masters to our university at All Saints.
Exactly. I'm going to invest in that. I think that's my
is
ultimate strat. Is I'm going to build a fort right next to you overnight.
let me
I
ask a
like it.
question. Who or what is too heavy for Naya to bring down individually in her biggest aerial form?
I am not too heavy.
I think you all fit on her back aside from the mounts.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Okay.
All at once, though? Because
One-
No, I can
one at a
only
time.
carry one.
yeah, you can only do one at a time. I thought. Yeah, Giant Eagle is your biggest one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think if you take Ambergreen down, I will ride down with Alvastaver, Montlarn, and the two rides here. Our two walking friends.
It's okay.
And
You can
we'll
use the M word, Marshall
no,
or Marshall class.
no, I'm talking about
you
I'm
mean
talking
Batman and
about
Keen, right?
Bet Mounty and Keen, because it's like, well, you're not they're not both steeds. I think of Keen as more of a steed, or more than a steed. I suppose Bet Bounty is more of a steed, though I haven't really seen too many times where like he's been, sitting down and playing cards with us or whatever.
I hear you.
We should probably spend more time talking to him, in fact, but whatever. Um,
Yeah, but Mounty's a good boy.
but it's like what's the best word for, things that you're both writing, but they're more than just, oh, it's just a steed.
Yeah, no way, man.
Yeah.
He's my companion.
Yes, exactly. Our walking buddies, because they walk along or sometimes below us.
Totally.
So, walking buddies, I'm gonna be riding with you on Bet Mounty,
Okay.
and while just the two of our rides are probably the only ones that need Featherfall, ultimately, I'll just make sure everybody has it because it covers 5. And once we've gone down a ways, I'll recast it so that way it doesn't run out too early. Once we get about 3/4 of the way down, we should be good for a recast and a safe landing. Assuming I'm not silenced, at which point, whoops.
Yep.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, except it's silence, so it's
yes. Yes. Well, let's hope it's not that. In fact, maybe Naya, once you've taken Amber Green down, you can make some squawks or something, and if they're not muted along the way, we'll, I guess, hear them, and we'll know that it isn't silent.
Well, I mean, I can. Wild shape is good for.
The main thing is, I'm just trying to cut to the chase.
It's good for 5 hours, so I can come up and down. It's only 750 feet.
Yes, but I don't want to leave these two behind. Our walk-in friends are, potentially very important to our investigation. The climbing and digging ability that Keen has now is absolutely fantastic. And,
It absolutely is. Thank you.
And every now and then, you need somebody to be the big, knight in shining armor looking dude for, the sake of being able to show stature and what for, as people representing ourselves as Veshan nobility or aristocracy or whatever we look like with the things on. Military, I don't know. We're Veshans. We're from Ves. That's all they gotta know. And this is the knight in shining armor. He can do the talking for us.
right, exactly.
So that's I'm feeling confident with that plan, and that's why I'd like to bring him down too. So if it's all good with you, that said, you don't have to leave your animal form if you want to do a little scouting around down there too.
Yeah, that's fine.
In fact, if you wanted, you could do that for, like half an hour first, and let us know where we should probably think about going when we get down. That's up to you. I know you're afraid of the place because it's, it's got some creepy vibes and tried to suck you in, but I'm starting to get the feeling that it isn't that immediately dangerous so long as you're not trying to scry upon it or act on it during a redshift.
Maybe it's
I think
the astral.
Mostly I'm confused. Like, why was it so strong in the scrying, but now it's not doing anything at all?
Well, the scrying might be something that's addressing more of the entities in and of the tower and how they respond. But they might not really care what happens outside because the Star Tower is made of fairly impenetrable material, and there's a bunch of sentries outside, keeping away most outsiders. It may even recognize that we're out here and simply doesn't care because we aren't doing something that raises enough alarm that it has to focus on us.
Yeah.
That we're creeping around and the invisible eye is not exactly focused upon us.
Okay, well, I can wild shape and fly down there and see if I can see anything.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And everybody else will get ready for, what we got to do and practicing the timing of the leap on solid ground so that way we don't mistime it.
We are descending.
Okay, we are descending, right?
Yeah,
Naya is.
we're going to let Naya do a little quick scouting first before we do, so that way she can try to spot up some of the structures.
How long do you want me to take? Half an hour? Because that's enough for a short rest, maybe.
Are you going alone, or are you going to take someone with you?
It'd be an hour for a short rest, but we don't really need... I don't think we really need to rest right now.
Right?
Yeah, we're in
You're
pretty
right
good
after
shape.
breakfast.
It's just
We're all fresh. We're all
Yeah.
fresh, but it would be cool, I think, if she took at least one person with her on the off chance that that's necessary. Maybe it's unnecessary, but
Yeah, I think in general it's a good idea to go 2 by 2.
okay.
Yeah,
Ember
split the party,
Green.
don't send someone alone.
Ember Green, why don't you go with her since she's going to be carrying you down anyway?
I'm good with that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna split the party, better not to send someone alone.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I mean, it's bad enough when I have to go scouting as a spider or something, so always risky. But so
You
far, so
know,
good.
If I could make myself so tiny to ride your back when you're a spider, that would be awesome. But riding along, oh no,
All right,
there's
so
a thing, and then having to use a
I
fireball
pulled
as a
up
dying
her-
times. Yeah.
Pulled up the Eagles chart here. All right, so she's wild shaped and going to descend. Sir, is there a map or just going in blind?
I will need time to finish everything that is down there for you, so we'll have to pick up next time.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We are pushing the envelope, I know.
So that'll be the end of the session, and next time Naya and Ambergreen will go down and take a look.
Hoorah.
If they like
All
what
right.
they see, then we'll continue. Okay,
Awesome.
All right. Sounds
cool.
good.
Good talk,
That
everyone.
sounds good.
Good
Thanks,
Nice.
sir.
Well
Have a
done.
good one.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for the
Rest
session.
well.
Cool.
Yep.
Early night. Yeah. Thanks everyone for playing. We
No,
should
thank
be
you
on
for
next week.
DMing.
I'll let you know.
Nice.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Night, everybody.
Take care.
Good night.
Good night, man. Good night, everyone.